Right, welcome to another Tactica video here. It's a showcase video and Tactica, and in this episode we'll take a look at Eldar Craftworlds, and it's the AUTARCH SKYRUNNER. So it's the AUTARCH option that you can take on a jet bike, and I've got a certain configuration that I've used for mine. I'm going to share that with you in this video, talk about tactics and options, cover as much of the different configurations as I can, just to show you how you can use this unit. I think they're very effective. The AUTARCH on the jet bike that I have in my list has been so useful. So it's one of those units that I just always include in my list at the moment. Such a useful unit, the way you can help other units out, and sort of the crafty additions that you can make for him as well. So this is the model I'm using just here. I got this one years ago. So he's the old jet bike in plastic, and then the upgrade parts to this are in lead originally. So I'd imagine, I'm not even sure if Games Workshop still produce this one. If they do, it'll be fine cast if you order it from them. You might be able to find an old model in lead from eBay, or go on Google and look up AUTARCH SKYRUNNER conversions and see what other people have done with their own sort of customized models. And I'm sure there's some great ideas that are out there on the web as well that you can look up. So there he is. I'll zoom in here so you can take a closer look. So there he is. I love the pose of the model, it just looked fantastic. Love the double banner on his back. That's in lead as well. And that's not me putting those on. That's in lead as well. These banner parts here, and this, you can see the paint's cracked here because this is, you know, it's quite soft lead. At least mine bends. You know, if it's fine cast, I hate to think if that doesn't last, it'll snap off. But you could always, if this breaks off one day, I'll maybe just make mine out of paper, wrap it around and repaint it, and just have an actual paper one. Shouldn't be a problem. There he is on the old style jet bike, which still looks very cool, and sort of a relic type jet bike. Still look good. That's the sword that I used there that's all from the Eldar transfer sheet. Added onto him. This is my sort of my own sort of Craftworld colour scheme, this turquoise colour. And if you like the way this model's come out, you like the technique that's been used, then check out the painting tutorial for Eldar that is on the channel here on YouTube. And I'll show you how to paint, I think it's a Wraith blade on that, but it's that turquoise colour scheme. And I've just applied that exact same process to painting this model here. And then the base, to show it to you, if you like the basing work, you like the style, it's the urban basing tutorial again on the channel here, so you can copy that. And that is actually, yeah, you can see it here. This is the resin part stuck on top from the old Games Workshop basing kit. They gave you a number of resin parts, and then I just used stones and sand just to build up and merge it in, added on some my own twisted metal and bits here, bits of barbed wire and things around the edge just to merge that all together. But just for an HQ choice, just wanted a nice sort of detailed base. There's a broken Space Marine banner and an Ultramarine helmet as well. So that just sticks on like that with a rod. One of my favourite units, I have him hang around with my Shining Spears, and he's a nifty character, he really is quite good. But we'll take a look at the rules now for this AUTARCH SKYRUNNER, and then we'll add on sort of the extra bonuses that you can grant to him, just to really enhance him, and you can see how useful he is. So we'll just push him over here. So he was out of my army for a long time. I painted him years ago, and then now he's a unit that I always use in my games. And despite my Eldar army not doing too well at the moment, the new list, I've started to use the new list, and you can keep a lookout for some games in the future with them. I'm not going to say what's happened so far, but that's the Warlock SKYRUNNER, AUTARCH SKYRUNNER here. So there's power level 6. And this is all chapter approved here. For points costs, he's not changed. He starts at 95 points, so he's up there in points cost. You know, he's not super cheap, but you get a great stat line for that. So the AUTARCH SKYRUNNER moves 16 inches. This is very fast. That's his basic move. Weapon skill and ballistic skill is 2+, so very dependable. Strength 3. His toughness 4. So over your average Eldar infantry, toughness 3. He's got a bit more tough with a jet bike. He's got 6 wounds, a lot of wounds for a character. So he carries 6 wounds, which will protect him nicely from damage coming through. And then he has 4 attacks, nice and healthy. Leadership 9, which is really good. And then 3+ saves. I think that's a great stat line, so you're off to a good start. He comes with a power sword, and it's twin shuriken catapult underneath. So that's going to give you 4 shots. Strength 4, assault 4, strength 4, AP 0, and then 1 damage. If you roll 6s for wounds, it becomes AP -3. So this model may replace its power sword with a laser lance or fusion gun. I think editions ago you used to be able to take both, but now it's one or the other. If you want to go for fusion gun, just have him as an ambushing shooting, you're going to get 1 shot at range 12, assault 1, strength 8, -4 and d6 damage, and if it's within range 6 you'll get 2 dice for damage, discarding the lowest. Back in 7th edition, a fusion gun could destroy a vehicle in 1 shot, but now that kind of weaponry doesn't do that. It's just going to cause d6 damage. So I think you're going to struggle with that. You've got to hit the target, which you most probably will. Then you've got to try and wound the target. For a vehicle it's going to be a 3+ or a 4+. Then yes, you'll probably get through the armour, but your damage is going to be d6. Your average, you're going to score 3 wounds, 4 wounds, and it's against a vehicle that's got 10, 11, 12, 13 wounds. So nowhere near as effective as it used to be. Still decent enough, but nowhere near as effective. And the fusion gun will cost 14 points. It has taken a points reduction. But I don't see it as a very aggressive way to play, and so he's out for that. And you sort of waste your combat ability hitting on 2s and 4 attacks. So the option I go for is taking the laser lance, which actually still gives you some firepower. The laser lance is 8 points. It's very, very cheap. So yes, it's quite expensive to buy him, 95 points, but it's cheap to equip him. 8 points, that's it. So yeah, so you're looking at you've got to pay for, yeah, the way it works, you do have to pay for your twin shuriken catapults as well. They've come down in points, they're 4 points now. So you're looking at let's just double check this. Twin shuriken catapult. No, sorry, they're 2 points now. It was 5. So it's 2 points to take those. So you're looking at 108 points in total now for his cost. Yeah, no, I was looking at the old calculations there previously. It's 105 points now. So just over 100 points to equip this guy. 105, and that pays for his shooting ability, and then the shuriken catapults, and then also the laser lance. So the laser lance is a fantastic weapon. Range 6, so it's encouraging you to go aggressive, which is how I play him anyway. Range 6, assault 1. So remember, you can go 16, you make your advance move, and then still shoot and ride like the wind. When you advance, it's automatically 6 inches, guaranteed with that. So you're looking at a 22-inch move here, guaranteed if you advance, and you can still shoot. Frightening, frighteningly quick. Strength 6, AP -4, and 2 damage. So get that wound against a vehicle, you're going to get those 2 wounds come through, and you start to link him up with Shining Spears. That's the combination I play. They've all got their laser lances. All of a sudden, potentially lots of wounds come through against whatever target you decide to fire at. So he's nicely equipped there. So he's got a 4+ invuln save. Excellent. So either in close combat or from shooting, you can block half the shots coming through. And then Ancient Doom, Battle Focus. So if he makes his advanced move, you're not going to suffer the -1 to hit rolls. So that's worth bearing in mind if you're going to go for shooting and advancing. It's still going to be just as effective as if you hadn't advanced. He then has Path of Command. So, yeah, Battle Focus, Path of Command. You can reroll hit rolls of 1. The friendly Craftworld units within 6 of this model. So that's for himself. So 2s to hit in close combat and for shooting, and you're rerolling your 1s. So it's exceptionally reliable trying to hit targets either with shooting or in close combat. Nice, reliable, dependable model. But it also grants it to other units. So again, imagine I've got my nice unit of Shining Spears. He's hanging around with them. He's then granting them their reroll their ones for their shooting, their laser lances and their catapults, and also in close combat when they charge in as well. So he's a very, very useful unit for helping Eldar out with the rerolling ones. It really, really is good. In addition, if your army is battle forged and this model is your warlord, so if you do decide to take him as the warlord, roll a d6 for each command point spent when using stratagems. On a 6, that command point is immediately refunded, so you can save yourself some command points as well. So you see what I'm saying? It's just a useful unit to have in your army, for sure. And the speed of the jet bike, he can relocate and gets to where he needs to go. I've got a Wraith Knight somewhere, needs a bit of help with shooting, there's nothing else out there that can grant any benefits. I can zip him across and I can grant the reroll ones, and that might just help out. So there's usefulness for this guy, for sure. So he's not the unit that's going to charge in and kill a vehicle in one round of combat. Don't have those kind of expectations for him, but he is the kind of model and the kind of unit that's going to help your army out and enhance and help other units, for sure. So in games you'll primarily see him hanging around with my Shining Spears, and you'll match him with them perfectly. They're all on jet bikes, he's on jet bikes, they're armed the same, twin shooting catapults, laser lance for him, laser lances for the jet bikes, and its extra attacks come through, very reliable ones, and then he's helping the other unit reroll ones as well. So very useful, rating very, very highly indeed. So I'll then cover options. So yeah, there's a couple that I take at the moment, and there's others that I don't take that are a bit more popular amongst Eldar players. Yeah, so one option then, and I'm sure you can still do this, and that is to go to the index, the Craftworlds index, and for Autarchs you can then select him from there. You can then take a Banshee Mask as an upgrade for him, and it costs 0 points. And the Banshee Mask means that there is no Overwatch. Yeah. Banshee Mask. Enemy units cannot fire Overwatch at this unit, so it's a free upgrade, and it's fantastic. Now, originally, this was subscribers pointed this out to me. Originally, I've always liked the idea of taking that. I was taking it from the Warlord traits. So it's down here. Yeah, and Eye on Distant Events. This is how I was working in before. So you take an Eye on Distant Events, and then it's enemy units cannot fire Overwatch at your Warlords. It's the same thing as the Banshee Mask. The advantage of taking the Banshee Mask from the index means that you've then freed up a Warlord trait. So then you can use that Warlord trait on him, or you can use it on another unit of some kind somewhere else. So it just means you're freeing up options here. So I take the Banshee Mask from the index on him, and then that grants no Overwatch. So what can happen is all of a sudden you've got a nifty character here that can charge into anything he wants, and there'll be no Overwatch against him. And usually I do that not for him to cause the damage against that target, but to charge in first, and then let another unit charge in, which would have been shot at an Overwatch, but now is free because he charges in first, he makes contact, and then other units can swoop in. So he's very useful, again, to help out other units. So for example, I'm going to charge into a Bane Blade, bristling with firepower, and stratagems on standby perhaps to boost Overwatch and so on. I charge him in first, no Overwatch allowed. Now that unit's locked in combat, I then charge in the Shining Spears and they'll not be shot at from Overwatch, and that is such a help. So he's useful for that, for pairing up. And the protection for him is the fact that your other unit's gone in, and so that will act as your protection for this guy. Not just a one-man suicide charge, he charges in and then gets shot at, but there'll be other accompanying units to join in the fight. Can't tell you how many times it's been useful. There may be a time when the game's broken up, there's a few units left on the board, there's a predator over there, I just swing him round, charge him in, and then just prevent that predator from firing for a turn. And you help save another unit from being shot at by 4 las cannons. So a model that's well worth trying to keep alive right towards the end of the game. Nice and quick, great for grabbing objectives. The laser lance, great for killing characters and catching them out on their own. Charge them in against the character, kill them with his 2 damage, strength 6 -4 on the armour. So that is excellent. Think of it, 4 attacks, 2 to hit, rerolling 1s. It's very, very reliable. It's going to get those hits almost every time. And then the damage that can come with the laser lance is pretty good. So there's that. I also run him, at the moment I run him as the Eldar Craftworld. So it's minus, it's the bonuses for Craftworlds here. It's -1 to hit rolls over 12 inches away. It doesn't really help him too much because usually he's hidden behind stuff anyway. But if he does find himself caught out and something trying to fire him at a longer range from over 12 inches away, it'll be -1 to hit him, and that can help out for sure. I know that others that run jet bikes do like to run them as Sam Hain, reroll charge rolls, useful if you're going to go on the aggressive, which is perfect for jet bikes and shining spears and so on. And then there is biker units here. You can, this is it. Warriors of the Raging Winds. This unit can still charge in the same turn and can reroll failed hit rolls of 1 in the fight phase of that turn. Yeah, use your stratagem when you advance. You can still charge. So you get that 22-inch move and still charge. And you've got shining spears in the same unit all of a sudden. Massive charge distance, massive movement distance to get in range with Warriors of the Raging Winds. And 22 inches, if you're playing Dawn of War and you deploy 12 in and your opponent's 24 inches away, 22-inch move, you're there, you're in. So it's frighteningly fast. So that is good. So you can see why people take Sam Hain as the Craftworld choice, for sure. But I go Eldar because it matches with everything else. See, I run my Shining Spears with the -1 to hit, and then I play some other buffs and bonuses and psychic powers to try and make lots of minuses to hit them and play them more of a protective sort of way instead of trying to get the initial charge in straight away. So the other bonus I give him, by all means, if I miss some parts here, or you have your own configuration for this guy, your own unique tactics, then leave it in the comment section. And for those of you watching, check out the comment section if you want to see more. There'll be other Eldar players will share their combinations and battlefield experience. There's so much to learn from what others have done and what combinations and battlefield experience they have. But I take the Shimmer Plume of Achillriel here, which is simply, it's for an Autarch, which is Autarch keyword, which is him. And it's simply -1 from all hit rolls that target this model. Any type of hit rolls. So that's in close combat and for shooting. So for example, he's a character, he's been ambushed, or the load of my army's died and he suddenly becomes visible. The opponent's over 12 inches away. It's -1 for Eldar, -1 for the Shimmer Plume as well, so all of a sudden it's -2. Now then on top of that I could play there's another one here. It's lightning fast reactions if I really want to, pay another -1, and then you've got warlock powers as well. Here, conceal, another -1, so you can get up to some real trickery here, trying to make it really hard to hit. But those are powers and things and stratagems and so on. But this is just a relic for free, and it's just -1 to hit him. And it's helped out at times, when he's been caught out in close combat, or he's up against a character that could kill him. Just the -1s to hit can help out. So I take the Shimmer Plume of Achillriel here for him. So the other thing I'll mention here, another massive incentive. I'm mightily tempted to switch part of my army over to Sam Hain, and that is to then gain access to the unique relic here, the Nova Lance of Sam Hain here. So it's a model with a laser lance only. It perfectly fits him. It then has, for shooting, range 12. It's double the range. So you go from range 6 to range 12. It's incredible. Assault 1, strength 6, -4 and 2 damage. Then in close combat you're on +2 strength, Yeah, so the way it usually works for laser lance is you're on strength of the user, so strength 3, but then on the turn in which you charge, it becomes strength 6. But for this guy, if you take the Nova Lance, it's just, you do get +2 strength. So you're always going to be fighting, even if you're charged or you haven't charged, you're still fighting at +2 strength, you're still fighting at strength 5, and it's -4 and 2 damage. It's really, really good. Attacks with this weapon in the fight phase are made at strength 8 if the bearer charged. So now all of a sudden when he charges in, it's not 5s to wound your average vehicle, it's 3s. In addition, if the wound roll for attack made by this weapon is a 6 plus, you add 2 to the damage. Wow. +2 to the damage, so damage 4. So at a stretch you could take out a vehicle. So it's a scary, and this is free of charge. This is a relic here, unless you get one of them for free in your army. So I just wish that relic was open to all of the craft worlds, not just for Same Harm, but it's unique to them. So you can definitely see why a lot of players, Eldar players, if they're going to go jet bikes, would play Same Harm for sure. So, and I'm tempted to go down that route also. So that's the examples then. I'm not going to roll up any dice here because really it's been an illustration of how he can benefit other units with his buffs. But as I said right at the start, a useful unit to have in your Eldar army. If you have Shining Spears, I highly recommend you take this guy to go with them and equip them with some of the suggestions I've made in this video. But check out the comment section below. You'll see what other Eldar players have said. Keep a look out for more Tactica videos for the Eldar in the future. The new revamped list is virtually here, and then keep a look out for battle reports here on the regular channel and then over on the Plus channel as well. There it is. Thanks for watching and tune in next time.